Hello everybody, my name is Yapir and today we are doing a guide how to play Mechanized Assault Doctrine. So let's just take a look at the doctrine itself. At the past I used to hate it because I did not understood how to play it, but one day I saw a guy doing something fancy with it and I was like, whoa, this can be built around, and I tried to do something with it and improve upon it, and this doctrine is really good. It's the fastest armor you can deploy. It's amazing blockbuster if you're playing against Soviets or US that try to blob against you. You will completely obliterate them. I left the commander description there, but on the screen, but let's not read it because most of those descriptions doesn't have anything to do with the doctrine. So what's in the doctrine? First, assault grenadiers. We'll talk about them a bit later. For now, let's just point out that they are there and they are okay. They are a fun unit, and we'll get back to them later. Mechanized assault group. It's useful, but not so much. It's a 250 half track with panzer grenadiers in them. If you are in a late game and you need to send infantry to take a victory point before the timers run out, and there is an MG that covers it, and it's really in a faraway fucking place, and you just don't want to deal with whole operation being sent there, you just buy that thing, it goes there, it has no training time, it will take the victory point, it will chase off an MG and some other annoying units, and yeah, it's there. You can try to use that in the early game, but it's really expensive and it's not worth it. It costs like around 500 manpower, and normally in the game you just don't have that kind of money on you to spend. Then there is a Stug E, and this is the beef of the doctrine. This is what makes it works. We'll talk about it later, and I guess you will just see for yourself. It's the cheapest tank you can get. It's easy to replace, it's easy to buy, it doesn't require a factory or anything like that, there is no training time, so yeah, Gucci. Light artillery barrage, normally I hate this ability because it sucks. It costs 100 munitions to drop it, and it drops some heavy mortar fire in the place. And in this doctrine it works well, because you can drop it on a machine gun or a AT gun or something, and it will force the crews to relocate and will give you a bit of time to push towards them. At the very end there is a Tiger, just so we can have some heavy tank in the late game. I like my Tigers, they do really well, they are jack of all trades, they can deal with most threats alone, and if you support them they can do amazing things. So let's talk about the pros and cons of this doctrine. And it counters, obviously, infantry blobs, as the thumbnail says, and offensive players. If somebody really wants to push you, they will overextend themselves, and you will be able to push them off your flank. Obviously, this doctrine is all about attacking, so if you are playing on the offense, it's also good to pick up. What are the big pros of this doctrine? First of all, 6-man squads for ostteer. This is great addition because picking up MGs, AT guns and other stuff, it's so much easier and comfortable with 6-man squads than with regular 4-man squads. And it's super fast to deploy, you will build your unit composition in no time, and that's really important. And it has a lot of mobility, we will not be using any setups, so we can just take our shit and go. What are its weaknesses? It doesn't do well with MG spams, with AT spam, and it's really not doing well with heavy fortifications. It simply will not do well against the British. You cannot play this doctrine against the British, you can play it against Soviets. And if you are playing against the Soviets, make sure they do not have support weapon compania, because if they just buy 2-3 AT guns, this will be a nightmare for you. This doctrine, you really have to be smart when you want to use it, because in some matchups it will just die. What's our build that we want to achieve? We want a solid infantry corps of at least 3 grenadiers. We want a counter-attack group, how I call them, and this is single assault grenadier unit, and I'll show you how we will be using them. Most people try to just spam this unit and replace their grenadiers with assault grenadiers. It's not the way to go. Assault grenadiers doesn't have a Panzerfaust. They cannot deal in a long-range engagement, and units like shock troops or rangers will just rip their heart out. And they are just to help your grenadiers handle certain situations better. They are not there to replace them. They're same like Panzer Grenadiers. You just want 1 or 2 units in your comp. AT gun, as always, we do really love those. There is a Blobbuster group made out of 2 Stugs E, and in the late game there will be a Tiger, just so we have some tank there. What order will be deploying these? First, we need some unit to play our early game around, and this is a single sniper. We'll be following that up with 3 grenadiers. Then we'll be adding assault grenadiers team. Optionally, we can invest something in a light armor like 222 or 250 half track, but in my opinion, you should do that only when the situation requires that. Don't waste your fuel and resources on these if you don't have to. AT gun, because you mostly want a Pak 30 somewhere, and there will be adding our Stugs. What you must have on the left, all the units we mentioned, and what's optional: sniper and MG. You can buy a flamer for your pioneers if there are some buildings that you need to take. Mortar, you can replace your sniper with a mortar, and you should, especially if you're playing against the Soviets. Sniper doesn't do well against the Soviets, and mortar will do much better work. Optionally, light armor, as mentioned. If you really have to, there is a regular Stug that you can use, or a Panzer IV, and sometimes you might need Panzerwerfer, especially if your opponent has a lot of AT guns, if they are, for example, a Soviet player. So, with that out of the way, let's take a look at the replay that I have for you. Let's take a look at that. I'm playing here in a blue. I'm playing against US, so I'm going for a sniper. You can hear that here is the US player, here is a Soviet player. I got some random teammate, we won't be bothered looking at them. He will counter the Soviet player quite well. We will be just focusing on the US and me. So pretty regular start. We are on the offense, and we'll be starting by quickly connecting that munition to our territory, just so we can drop our first teller a bit earlier. We got our first sniper, and we'll just use him to connect our territory. In case something charges him, we'll just run away. We are in the yellow cover, so he's invisible. We are adding grants, and we will start to wander around. Oops, pardon, not this button. And I see the Echelon there, and our sniper is picking them off. My opponent doesn't move them around. I think he's not a very good player, and you will see that. I'm just showing that replay as an example, because I was like, hey, that's nice. My teammates there, the red player will just blow up penals, and he will not be able to deal with single MG, so that's the whole story. I'm charging my pioneers in just to give myself some time, and our sniper is picking off riflemen. My opponent will charge me in. I have my grenadiers at the ready, will be shooting them. Our sniper is kiting away. Obviously, also remember always with your sniper, put him on control group. Our grenadiers are shooting those rifles, and as my opponent realizes he's in an awkward situation, he will just run away. Our sniper will be following here, and we will try to utilize this route as an opportunity to cut off his territory. We run into those rifles. Our sniper is not where he should be, he's there, and we will not be able to press on. Now I move my sniper when I found the threat, and that's quite bad. Our pioneers will quickly drop a teller here, just in case some light vehicles will wander around. And we'll be trying to be aggressive with our units. We are adding obviously our third grants. And we'll exchange with these Americans. My grants will sit here in the green cover. This one will try to apply pressure on the fuel, and our sniper is capturing here in the back. Also, and quick note, This this strategy or unit build will be pulled out of this unit comp. This is really very standard basic thing, and other options are still available. We are not early committed to our doctrine like we would be in, for example, Osttruppen, where we have to lock in as soon as possible. We'll be mopping that. Ichlon, I don't really like that it's shooting me, so I'm sending second Gren units to fight them. My opponent tries to flank my sniper to kill him. We have these grenadiers in the back, and they will turn around and start shooting these guys. Our sniper is retreating just so he doesn't get close to the enemy infantry. These guys have to really run away. Our sniper will be sent here just so his movement pattern is good. Like at this point we can just retreat him and he'll be running away, hidden behind these trees, instead of this field where the enemy infantry could possibly harass him. So this makes his retreat so smooth. And this unit will also run away. My opponent is not paying much attention to them, so they will run away quite fast. We'll be quickly dropping a med bunker just to heal our guys, because we have a lot of units that are beaten down. We locked in Mechanized Assault because we already know what we want to do, and we'll be adding Assault Grenadiers soon enough, just so we have some unit that is meant for close quarter combat. Forgive me. You can see that here my teammate is doing great. He never was cut, he's holding the munitions, he has 2 MGs blocking all these pinels that try to charge him. We are pushed in a bit. You may think that we are losing. If you look on the map, it really looks like I'm being beaten down. But if you look on my KD, we only lost 5 guys and we killed twice as much. And we are ready to counterattack quite soon. And also we technically lost only 1 point, 1 is cut, and we can quickly redeploy. Like if you are playing on the offense, it's not as much important to hold territories. Our assault grenadiers are here being deployed. Our PIO are put here just so the medics in the med bunker don't try to heal them. We want all our core infantry healed as soon as possible. These guys are trying to connect our munitions, but obviously our munition is cut. Here are rifles hidden in a corner so they can jump on our sniper, but we are very careful player. Assault Grenadiers will be covering our sniper just so if something tries to jump on him, they will spray their submachine guns at them. Our Grens are spread around to cover our sniper and will be looking for targets. My opponent concentrates his units there and will be quickly exchanging them. Our sniper is sent here to pick off one of those guys. Our Mechanized Assault group is ready, but we will not be using them simply because they are not worth it. We are be picking off these guys there. Our Assault Grenadiers are hidden here, and they pop out. My opponents realize that there is 2 units against 4, and this is a bad idea to fight me there. He will let him run away. He will concentrate his guys just so he has a juicy blob he can engage us with, and he's deploying a half-track. We are very late with our Leicht Mechanized. I forgot to press escalate to battle phase 1 button for quite a while, and all of our infantry has to run away because we don't have anything to stop that guy. There is that teller here, and I really wish it will drive itself into it and commit a juicy suicide. All of our units are backed. There is only these assault grins in the back here, and we'll avoid obviously any combat. We'll be running away. As soon as we drop our factory, we are making a pack 30 just to scare that guy off. I don't mind giving these territories away. As said, it's not fuel, so we don't have to worry about it. We'll quickly heal our guys. Our sniper is ready to fight and be trying to pick off somebody with him. Unfortunately, my opponent is either out of range or in fog of war, and I can't see him. Nothing really happens for a brief moment. We are just waiting for that AT gun. My opponent is buying an AT gun of his own just because he expects some 222 charging his his half-track, and he buys an ambulance just so he can reinforce under my nose and have me and apply pressure on me. Also, a fun fact: the ambulance, you know, probably never realized, but the symbol of Red Cross is reversed. It's white cross on the red background instead of red cross on the white background, just because it's forbidden to use red cross symbol in other ways than to mark the first aid objects, and video games had a problem with that, and Company of Heroes, just to avoid arguing about could they use red cross symbol in their game, they just went with reversed colors. We'll quickly kill that Echelon's troops just so my opponent cannot buy a mine detector. His blob is being deployed. We are escalating to battle phase 2 just so we unlock our heavier armors. I'll just back off these grants just because I don't really want to lose them. I could save that one guy there. We sniped one guy off, and we are really hoping to bait this truck into this minefield. I tried to drop another teller with my pioneers here, but they are too late here and we have to run away. My AT gun is ready, and lucky shot, this half-track, its main gun is disabled. I tried to toss grenade assault on these infantry blob, but I missed, unfortunately. We'll be trying to pick a fight with these guys. As you can see, these assault grenadiers don't really do that well, at least not on their own. For some reason my opponent panics and run away. He could have literally shredded that unit and push in, but I think that the sniper scared him and he just ran away. We'll be using that and we'll quickly cut his fuel off because of that. Our units are quickly regrouping, and at this point we are just waiting for our first Stug. Not much happening. You can see that the Russians are being beaten down. Odd doctrine, odd strategy, just some default penal blob. My pack was found by these penals and will be running away with it, because if we lose that, this will be awful. I gave one of my units a light machine gun. That's a bad unit to receive it, but I didn't have time to just inspect each of my units and find the one that should receive that. I'll be helping killing off that penals. Here I was pinging on my teammate that his pioneers are in a dire threat, but he was busy microing somewhere else. It seems probably that T-70 that he managed to destroy or even capture. Didn't see that. The enemy blob is back on us and all my guys have to run away. Our pioneers are dropping the teller here just so this truck, if it tries to flank us, it will explode on the stellar and my guys can run away as soon as the stellar is ready to go. And we'll quickly regroup all of our guys. We'll grab that AT gun and try to fight off this blob. The enemy is capping his fuel back and will be getting ready to push the Yanks off. Our Stug are still not here, and this is we could use them. The situation is not as dire yet. Our sniper will spot the enemy infantry and pick one guy off. My opponent will back a little and will continue to harass him with our sniper. Assault grants are on the route. We'll hide them behind these bushes, and if the enemy tries to charge us, we'll use them. Our sniper continued to pick the enemies off. 16 kills on him already. The enemy will use his truck and replenish his rifles. I don't really mind. I'm also having my barracks right behind me and I can replenish if I fancy. And Now we can deploy our Stugs, and the first is being sent already. As mentioned, no training time attached on him, and as soon as the cooldown whittles down, we are deploying another one. My assault grenadiers are throwing their grenades, but again they miss. My opponent tries to destroy that pack. He knows that if this goes down, he will be able to abuse his half-track, and our Stug is here to support us. We'll back that pack off and we'll just shell him with our one Stug. We'll quickly replenish all our units that require replenishing, and we'll send them back to the fray. Here I'm trying to be a bit aggressive. These grenadiers should not be there, but I'm yet not aware of that. Here one shot from our Stug, no kills, but just few kills. Another shot is really amazing. This squad got killed, unfortunately, and we can add another Stug to our group. Once you get two of those, select them both and put them into control group 1, just so you can quickly micro them just by pressing 1 and clicking maybe on a unit that you want to attack with them. We are on 300 points. We are improving our pioneers with mine detector just to repair that Stug a bit faster. Our sniper is picking off this AT crew just because we want to shove our Stugs into his face a bit quicker. We will replenish one of those fallen grenadiers units with assault grenadiers in a minute, but for now we're just busy microing. I'm trying to kill that vehicle crew. I'm adding these assault grenadiers, as I mentioned, and we'll be picking up a fight with this infantry blob. You can see that two Stugs are much better than just one. Not even twice as better, because these shells now are being dropped in a very quick successions. And we have our light artillery. We could drop it right now on that AT gun, but I'm greedy with my munitions. We'll be pushing with our Stugs, and we will just demolish this small base of the US players. This Stug will manage to run away. And here is a tip about this doctrine before we end. Try not to use this doctrine on corridors map, because this Stug only survived because there is enough of room that he can escape this AT gun cone, and if that would be very narrow map, that would not be possible. We'll be now killing that AT gun. These Stugs also can fight AT guns, but only if there is no more than one. Our infantry will be trying to destroy that guy. More of our units arrive to follow up with that attack. Here, my second Stug is caught fighting with these Pinals, but there is so many units from my teammate that he's not in any danger. We'll back our Stug and quickly fix them up. Here we catch this Mayor of Guard and kill him. There is some like random Echelon units, but these all of these units are support and they cannot do as well. Another tip: your assault grenades are good with dealing with light vehicles. We just took out this truck with it. Now, since the US player left, the Soviets also surrender, as they are in a dire position. Now, what you could also do is quickly escalate to battle phase 3, just so you can deploy heavy Panzer Corps, just so you have a discount on replenishing all of your units. If you really want to, you can add a second pack, just to have more AT power, and you have all your assault Stugs to play around with. There is also a hit shell that can stun the enemy vehicle. If your opponent tries to fight your Stugs with their vehicles, what you do is just play around your pack and stun the enemy tank, just so the pack can load few shells in the ass. Obviously, as always, utilize your Panzerfaust to keep the enemy in the range of your pack. All of your AT potential is here until you get the Tiger in the late game, and it will be a cherry on top. Support with your Stugs and anti-tank guns. It should deal with your opponent fairly well. Let's just take a look on the final score. You see that our KD is really juicy, and let's take a look on the finals. Just on our most valuable units. 29 kills on our sniper, and he did manage to survive till the very end. That was a quick game, and our opponents were not very threatening, but you guys could see how to properly play Mechanized Assault Doctrine. And just quick summarize: don't blob your assault grenadiers, they are support unit, and keep them near your sniper or near your vulnerable units, and if the enemy blob charges in, just deploy them, toss few grenades if you have to. Mechanized assault group if you really need something quick and fast, especially in the late game, when you want to send them in a victory point. Or you can just use your truck for transportation. Stug E, the beef of this doctrine, you saw how it busts blobs if you have two of these bad boys, and they still can help you with your tank battles. At the very end there is a light artillery barrage and a tiger. Let's take a look here. You can see the better light artillery just to disrupt your enemies' AT guns and MGs that will try to pin your assaults, and the tiger at the very end. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you like this. That was fairly quick one for a guide. Normally guides take like an hour, and I really would prefer them in this length. So thanks for watching, and see you next time. Hopefully this helps you understand that doctrine. Cheers.